I always thought I was doing absolutely everything I could to keep myself safe while running alone in my small town. That is until I had a very real and scary encounter with a man who followed me, harassed me, and I ended up having to call the police. I shared my video online and thousands of people commented, and not only did I learn a ton of really useful safety tips, some that I didn't even think of, but I also learned the very harsh reality that my experience is not unique and is very common for women. It is incredibly frustrating that this experience is not unique and that so many other women experience something similar. Women deserve to exist, to be able to run, to exist freely and feel safe no matter what they're doing. But because that is not the reality that we live in, I wanted to share all of the safety tips I learned. So here are the runner safety tips that might just save your life. The most important tip that I received was to carry something to defend yourself with, whether that's bear spray, pepper spray, mace, a taser, a stun gun, a gun if that's legal where you live. You need to have a way to defend yourself if the worst case happens. Not only is having something to defend yourself important, but you need to make sure you know how to use it, you're comfortable using it, it's easily accessible, and it's ready to go. I hate to say this, but I do always run with a stun gun and pepper spray, and after this incident happened, I came home and I realized that my stun gun wasn't even charged. So if I had to use it and rely on that to save my life, it wouldn't have worked out for me. It was dead. So make sure whatever you're using to defend yourself is charged, ready to go, you're comfortable with it, and it's easily accessible for you on your runs. The most common tip that I got was to carry a firearm, and this is very dependent on the state or country that you live in, and that is not an option for most. However, if it is an option for you where you live, if you can do so legally, that was a very recommended tip. I would just encourage you to go about it very safely, intentionally, take the proper training, go about it legally, and make sure you are fully confident using that sort of weapon. Carrying a weapon is going to get you nowhere if you don't know how to use it and if you're not confident on your ability to use it safely and appropriately. The next tip is to vary your route and to never run the same path at the same time daily. This is a mistake that I made. The path that I had this experience on was the same route that I had taken literally hundreds of times. So unfortunately, my route was very predictable. Going forward, I will never run in a predictable manner. I'm never running that route again, but I will make sure that I switch up my runs and choose a different route, keep it random and keep it not predictable. Don't run alone. Run with a dog, specifically a big scary dog, or run with a friend, a spouse, a run group. But if you have someone to run with someone, even if it is just a dog. There's power in numbers, and when you are by yourself, you are going to be an easier target, but try not to run by yourself. Make sure you share your location with somebody and they know where you're going to be running and when you're going to be back, and make sure they have your live location. There are also a number of products that you can get that you can carry with you that'll send your location to emergency services or a significant other or somebody if something were to happen, so you can invest in those as well. There are also another number of products that you can get that will call attention, like a loud noise, a loud alarm that will make a lot of noise if something were to happen, so you can look into those products as well. Run in very bright reflective clothing, especially if you run it early in the mornings. Make sure that you are visible, you're not wearing neutral clothing, you are loud and people can see you, mostly so you don't get hit by cars, but also if something were to happen, you are visible and easily spottable. Don't run with in-ear headphones. Run with headphones that are over your ear and open ears so you can still hear everything around you. I run with shocks. They are open ear and I hear and heard everything when it happened, but running with in-ear headphones really takes away your ability to pay attention to your surroundings. So make sure that you are able to hear very clearly everything going around. Run in populated areas and in the daylight. Run where there's other people around, or if you live in a small town like I do, run where cars will drive pretty frequently. Just make sure you're safe and not running on the road where you can get hit. But run in populated areas where people can see you. Take a self-defense class so you know how to defend yourself if it ever came down to that. Know basic defense maneuvers and know how to protect yourself if it came down to hand-to-hand battle. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. This was the number one thing that was emphasized in all of the comments, is that you have an intuition that is there from generations before you. And if something feels off, something is off. Trust it. You don't need to validate that to anybody else. The police are there to serve you and support you, and you'd much rather overreact than end up on the news. Trust your gut. If you are ever approached by someone, there are a bunch of tips that you need to be aware of as well. Pay attention to every identifying characteristic, make and models of cars, race, age, anything that stands out about the person. Any remote characteristic, any unique identifying characteristic can be very useful going forward. License plates, dents on cars, anything anything that that person was wearing. Try to ingrain in your memory every detail that you can. When it comes to interacting with somebody, this is where I struggled to give tips on. A lot of people gave me tips that I shouldn't have been so polite, and I should have been more firm, and I should have been more aggressive. But on the flip side, we all see horrific stories of what happens when a woman rejects a man outright, and you never know what a man is gonna do. You never know what a person is gonna do. So when it comes to interacting with someone that you don't want to be interacting with, that is making you feel uncomfortable, use your best judgment. That's all I have to say on that one. If you find yourself in a spot where you need to get away from someone, there are a lot of tips on that as well, such as running to a house, because it's much more likely that the house and the person that lives there is going to be safer than the person that's following you. So be loud, run to a house, act like it's your own house if a car is following you, but knock on a door and see if someone can help you. Be loud, call attention. And if you want and you need attention and help from somebody, yell fire. Do not yell help. People usually ignore help, but people always look when there's a fire. And never hesitate or feel bad calling the police. That is what they are there for. They are literally there to serve and protect and help you. So never feel bad or hesitate to call the police if something feels off. I sincerely hope that no woman has to endure what I endured, and it wasn't even the worst case scenario. There are women who don't get to live to see the day, and it's an unfortunate reality we live in. I want nothing more than women to be able to experience and live life without the fear of a man taking that away from them. I am one that will not let someone take away something that I have found so much joy in. Running has truly saved my life. It has healed my relationship with my body. It makes me feel capable and strong and like I can do anything, and I will be damned if men take that from me. So I will continue to run outside, and I will just do so in a safe manner using all these tips, and I hope that you use them too. I hope that you never encounter a situation where you feel like you have to use any of these tips, but if you do, at least you'll be better prepared than I was.